keyword as interface. Take a method in it with move body. Interface example 1 implements which class, which interface, the printable. Okay. I will implement it. Interface 1 I, your object name equal to new, we'll save this as intf1 and we'll see the output. Save it in another location. Save as bin90 function. You can see here the method is being printed over here, right? So you can use interface and class by implementing this keyword as implements. Now in another scenario, what if we have one interface and two different classes? We will take one more class as our interface. We'll take a method in it with no body. Then we'll take two classes which implements drawable. Just to make sure we are accessing those classes and methods into it, we'll give a message. We'll use one more class, one interface and two classes. I'll use the main class. D equal to whichever method you want to implement, you can call it, we'll save it. And then execute it. Okay. This will be a method create an object from circle. You can similarly go for rectangle. Its same method can be implemented and so on. Now, if you want to use the third method, right? So third method would be of two interfaces and only one class. I'll show you how to write it. Then you can implement it on your own, right? So two interfaces and one class. Suppose interface printable, take a method in it, another as showable, right? Now we need to implement these in another class as you can say interface 3, right? Implements which interface printable and showable at the same time. Okay, now you can take your main class, you can define here print method, print show, create an object of indf3, right? Take an object name as I and I.print and I.show. So whatever methods name you define here, when you implement here as public void print and void show, right? So whatever you're going to define here, whatever the logic you're going to give here, it will be displayed on the screen. Okay, so this is an example of using two interfaces and one class. Now what we'll see in another example is that interface inheritance, right? Extending one interface to another interface and implementing that interface to a class. I'll show you. We take one interface, take a method in it, take one more interface, showable. Now what we'll do here is we'll try to extend another interface. We have printable. We'll take a method here, right? Now you need to implement this. What implement you're going to do? You need to, as you have used interface, whatever methods you have being defined in this interface, you have to implement. These are default as abstract, static, and final. So these are concrete methods. You cannot leave. So what we have taken here, we have taken one interface as printable, another interface as showable, which extends another interface, not a class, but an interface printable, right? And we have taken two different methods as void print and void show, right? What we need a class because we need to implement these methods into another class. Okay. Fourth example for interface. Now what keyword we'll be using here, right? Those methods, both methods, print as well as show, are in interface, right? So we cannot use extends keyword. We can go for implements. Implements. Now which interface will you extend here, implement here? Either printable or showable. The easiest way you can see here is the properties of printable interface are already been extended in this class, showable. So it is very easy to extend, implement this interface, which will have both show as well as print methods, right? Now you can use your print methods as well as show, and then your main class over here, and then go for object creation and displaying those methods by the object dot operator. Okay, so these are some of the points where you can see how an interface can be used. Remember this implementation, this relationship between a class and an interface.